Texas is likely to lose billions in revenue thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic and declining oil prices. As a result, education advocates think that cuts are on the way. KXAN's new political reporter John Engel reports on an in-depth look at how Central Texas schools are adjusting to an uncertain future.
The size of the wave is still a little hard to know because it's still pretty far out to sea. But it's entirely possible that we have a tsunami headed towards us.
How big of a hit will Central Texas schools take? No one really knows, but education advocates say cuts are inevitable.
But when you start to get really severe funding shortcuts, then the only pot of money that's really big enough to be able to absorb those cuts is staffing.
Austin and Leander independent school districts say strong rainy day funds will help weather the storm. Pflugerville ISD hasn't made any changes to programs, and raises are still planned for next school year. In Hays County, spending has been frozen and budgeting put on hold.
At this point, we're going to control what we can control, and I don't want anybody to be in fear of losing their jobs, because that's simply not the case at this point.
If you have questions,
Williamson County business leaders asked Senator John Cornyn whether the federal government needs to step in to help schools, but he wasn't ready to commit to more spending.
It's a mistake to not think that we have a federal responsibility, to ensure that we are stepping up to help shore up our school districts and our state budgets, just like they did after the 2008, recession.
John Engel, KXAN News.
Last year, Texas lawmakers invested $11.6 billion in public schools with landmark education legislation. But education advocates are worried that recent economic turmoil could limit investment in education next session.